Welcome back. 24 minutes to the hour of 9 o'clock this morning. Time to take note of the Uganda Water and Environment Week 2025. The Water Resources Institute will be holding the 8th Uganda Water and Environment Week from Monday 17th March to Friday 21st March. With us in the studio to understand more about this week's long event or series of events is Francis Xavier Kizito, the Deputy Coordinator, Water Resources Institute in the Ministry of Water and Environment. Many thanks for joining us. Great. There's a lot under water and environment that we can talk about today, but let me interest myself in what the Water and Environment Week is going to be, 17th to the 21st. That is, a whole week. So 5 days.
Yes.
What's going to be happening? Take us through.
Thank you very much, dear listeners and viewers. Kizito Francis Xavier is my name, as the moderator said. When we talk about the Uganda Environment Week, it is organized by the Ministry of Water and Environment through the Water Resources Institute. So I want to start by looking at what's the role of the Ministry of Water and Environment. Basically, we look at managing the water and environment resources, development of the water and environment resources, and also regulation of the water and environment resources. So the Uganda Water and Environment Week looks at all these three functions of the ministry. So although when you've said we are organizing from the 17th up to the 21st, but that is the main event.
That's the main series of events, yeah. So
when we talk about the Water and Environment Week broadly, we have what we call the prevent activities. We have the main event, which is from the 17th up to the 21st.
Yeah.
Then we have the post-event activities, again in line with the theme and sub-themes of the event.
Yeah.
So when you talk about the prevent activities, allow me to talk about the prevent activities.
Yeah.
These prevent activities started on the 3rd of March. So the idea is, how do we prepare ourselves for the event from the 17th up to the 21st? So from the 17th up to the 21st, we're going to be at the headquarters in Luzira. However, issues concerning water and environment, they're not just here in Kampala. The concerns are mainly in the regions. So we have a team working from Bulisa here to Kampala.
They are walking?
They are walking 317 kilometers.
Wow.
They started from Bulisa, they went to Masindi, from Masindi they went to Nakasongola, from Nakasongola.
A team from the Water Resources Institute.
Yes.
Resources Institute.
It is a team, we are partnering with the Workers Association of Uganda.
Wait a minute. We have guys who walk and they have an association.
Yes.
Interesting.
Workers Association of Uganda. So they partner with the Ministry of Water and Environment through the Water Resources Institute to ensure that as they are working, the idea is how do they try to interact with the public on issues concerning water and environment. Along their path. So this is the 5th time they're working. So each and every Water and Environment Week, they walk. Last year they walked from Fort Portal again to Kampala. So as they are moving, they keep on engaging with the different stakeholders. They do restoration, they do capacity building, they hold dialogues, and the idea is how do they get the concerns from the public. So as they are reaching Kampala, they'll go to Parliament, and they are going to present these concerns to
the ones they've gathered along the way.
Along the way, yes. So they are walking, and they are reaching Kampala on the 14th of March.
Okay.
Yes. Then again, we have the regional activities. The Ministry of Water and Environment has 6 regional centers. We have a regional center in Karamoja, a regional center in Mbale, a regional center in Lila, a regional center in Mbarara, and Fort Portal. And also in Wakiso Central region here. So all these centers are they have what we call the mini Ugandan Environment Week. The idea is how do they interact with the public. A number of issues and concerns are there. And the issue is how is the ministry supporting the public on these issues, especially on issues concerning water and environment and climate change. Then again, part of this celebration is to build capacity and also sensitization to the public.
Okay.
So from Monday up to Friday this week, that is from the 10th up to the 14th, a number of regions are trying to celebrate and also prepare for the event. So when I go into the specifics, those are some of the prevent activities. We have the youth debates, we have the Bulungi Bwansi we are partnering with Buganda Kingdom. So a number of partners are working with us as part of the
community cleaning initiatives.
Yes.
Okay.
So when I go to the specifics of the event itself, the Uganda Environment Week, yeah, the guest of honor, the event is starting on the 17th, that is Monday, and the guest of honor is the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Tayebwa. So we normally we have a number of activities. I'll start with the dialogues. How am I coming up with the dialogues? It was identified that issues concerning water and environment, water is a catalyst for all sectors. So we want to avoid working in silos. So we have organized these dialogues depending on this theme and sub-theme. Yeah. So the event has a major theme, and the dialogue on Monday is going to be focusing on the sub-theme, which is water and environment for water and environment for resilient. Just a minute. We have 4 sub-themes. Let me start with the sub-themes so that I go at the climax of the main theme. So the 4 sub-themes, we start with water and environment for peace and future sustainability. Then we have the second sub-theme, which is water and environment for climate actions. Then we have equitable and sustainable water and environment resources for use for the future and livelihoods. Then we have the last sub-theme, which focuses on water and environment for innovation, knowledge and capacity development for the future generation. So we are going to have dialogues all focusing on these sub-themes. How we come up with the sub-themes, we are looking at the challenges people are facing in the different regions and also as a nation. Yeah. So like I said, we have the prevent activities in the regions. Each region is focusing on a specific sub-theme. How we come up again with
one aligned to the challenges of that region.
Challenge of the region. For example, Karamoja region, their celebrations are focusing on sub-theme 1, which is peace, which is water and environment for peace and sustainable future. When you go to Fort Portal, much of their challenges are around climate change. So they're focusing on sub-theme 2, which is water and environment for climate action. So basically that is how the event is.
All right. So, just complete that submission.
Then besides from the dialogues we have a number of side events. We call them side events, but again, we go to the details. There is a lot of capacity building sessions within the event. We have applied trainings, we have workshops, we have dissemination of information. So the week is compacted with so many things. Apparently we have close to 40-something sessions, like 45 sessions. Those are going to be in the week. So each session is 1 hour to 1 hour and a half to 3 hours. So there is a lot of interaction. And we expect to have more than 300 participants, physical, and normally we have close to 1,000 online. Okay.
Thank you for, no doubt, what is an elaborate breakdown of the series of events in line with the Uganda Water and Environment Week. And here on Morning at NTV, the questions that we ask are pertinent questions. Yes. And I'm inclined right now to ask the question, what is the status of water in Uganda? Quantity, quality, and accessibility.
Thank you very much. When it comes to quantity, we have the groundwater and the surface water. Then again, when it comes to a country like Uganda, when you talk about the quantity, it varies depending on the different factors. For example, we need to understand that much of the water we have as a country, it is transboundary in nature. It's close to 69% of the water we have which is transboundary in nature.
Transboundary meaning we share with other countries.
We share with other countries.
Yeah.
So much of this water just passes through the country. So in case it happens that this country, we have conflicts with this country, that means as a country, we are left with just something little. So it comes to quantifying all that. It is quite, we have a number of factors.
Simplify that for me. When you say most of the water we have in the country simply passes through the country,
yes.
That is down, I would understand it, I would look at, for example, the River Nile, the fact that it's flowing and the water is going. If there is anything to happen at the source or the point before the source, because apparently there is also that point, then we are in dire straits.
So for you to understand best this when it comes to the flow of water, we need to look at the hydrological flow of water in the country. This country has been divided into 4 water management zones. Into 4 zones. We have the Victoria Water Management Zone, where we are saying, where it was identified that much of the water within this region flows into Lake Victoria, which is a transboundary source. So that is, let's say, from Jinja, around Jinja, you go up to Chisoro, that is Victoria. It is quite a large area. Then we have what we call the Albert Water Management Zone. Albert again stretches from around Kawempe, you go to Kafu.
Again, the Kawempe here in Kampala?
Yes.
Okay.
So the water that is around that area, when trains, the drainage, water flows up to Albert. Then we have the Upper Nile. Upper Nile is also quite a large area where the water, the flows, the streams and the rivers within that area, they flow along there. All the water goes to River Nile. Then we have lastly the Choga area. Karamoja region, Teso region, Mbale, much of the water flows to. So that is the hydrological flow of water in the country.
Wow.
So to go back to the question you asked about the when it comes to especially the supply, access to water.
Access to water.
Access to water, that is very key. Yes. We have the urban center and also the rural areas. So in trying to quantify or to understand, we don't combine the two. So when it comes to the urban centers, we are trying to move close to 80% of the country. We are around 79. Then when it comes to rural areas, when it comes to access to water, we are around at a percentage of around 69. We are approaching the 70%.
Okay.
Yes.
So largely we can say Ugandans have water. They can access it.
Yes.
Quality, good quality water.
Good quality water.
Okay, that's on
But again,
account
when it comes to the quality, you know, the number of, again, factors when it comes to quality. The access is there, but again, when it comes to the quality, again, we have a number of factors.
We talk about those ones.
Yes. So there are so many factors that affect the quality of the water. The major factor is pollution. Pollution, which is again comes from the population again.
Human activity.
Yeah, human activities. So this is the main concern. So when it comes to the treatment and all those factors of how can we get very good or good quality water, again, these are some of the factors that we put into play. And like I said, this event of the Uganda Environment Week, these are some of the concerns that we interact with. So that's why we say let the regional activities also have the Uganda Environment Week, such that we get their concerns. So during the main event, all these concerns are presented during the main event. That will be on Monday again.
All right. Yes. I'm sure you'll be hosting and speaking to many climate experts too during this particular week. I want to ask a question that is related to what is happening right now. There's a heat wave. This heat wave has gotten very many people anxious that it could be prolonged. Now, in the event that a heat wave is prolonged, in some areas of the country, it could break down into drought, which leads to famine. I do not know whether we have a contingency plan as a country, more like a water plan, in case the dry season is prolonged far than the usual. I don't know whether this is the question for you, or it's a question for somebody else? But since you are the coordinator at the Water Resources Institute, you're going to have to take on this mantle.
Yes.
As a country right now, what assurances do we have that in case there is a prolonged heat wave, we will retain sustainable water levels to take us through?
Thank you very much. Issues concerning climate change are affecting everyone. Not only the water sector,
That's
but
right.
all sectors are getting challenges. So, as a country, there's a lot being done by the government. I'll go to the specifics. We've put in place as government the Climate Change Policy, Climate Change Act, and the idea is how do we try to regulate and manage this issue. Climate change is not only in Uganda.
It's a global phenomenon.
It is a global challenge. And what the country is doing apparently, like the ministry in particular, a number of restoration plans have been put in place. A number of projects have been developed to ensure that as climate change is affecting the country, again, we have mitigation and adaptation measures that are being put in place to ensure that it is not, the public is not affected, the economy is not affected so much. But what I can say, there are a number of measures that have been put in place to ensure that the sustainability is there.
All right. Lastly, you remind us again where the main events will be.
Thank you very much. The main event is going to be in Luzira at our headquarters.
Headquarters, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Francis Xavier Kizito, Deputy Coordinator of the Water Resources Institute under the Ministry of Water and Environment, for bringing us up to speed with the Water and Environment Week 2025. That will do it for TAKENOTE and indeed Morning at NTV, the 12th day of March 2025. It's been a pleasure having your company. We'll be seeing you again tomorrow. Have yourselves another